welcome to We Are in Juna family. So Dreamstate San Francisco is coming here to the Palace of Fine Arts on December 30th, 2023, highlighted by Above and Beyond and these other artists.
In this video, we're going to discuss where the event's going to be held at the Palace of Fine Arts. We'll go over the parking options. And for those of you planning to spend the weekend in San Francisco, we'll give some insight on some of the hotels that you can stay, from budget-friendly to the taller, more expensive or luxurious hotels. We'll go over that as well.
So where's it going to be at? Well, short of them putting a stage on the water, we all get our kayaks and paddleboards. That'd be kind of cool. But I've been doing some research and I found out it's actually going to be in the pavilion area. There's a theater. It's not going to be in the theater, but in the pavilion area. So we were hoping we could get inside. We couldn't. There's nobody around. Of course, I emailed. That didn't work either.
Sorry, baby, you were the sun and moon to me. I'll never get over you. You'll never get over me.
Okay, since I couldn't get in, we're literally going to take a tour. If you go to the Palace of Fine Arts website, I'll leave a link in the description. When we take a tour, here we are out in front. So if we take an overhead look at the Palace of Fine Arts, and we'll go into more detail a little bit more, but the entrance should be right here, this part of the building. Let's go inside. This is the rotunda area. And it's narrow. It's shaped like in a half moon shape, really. So yeah, again, looking overhead, you can see the curvature of the building. So as you enter the building, there's this long corridor, and I'm assuming maybe concessions will be here, as well as some restrooms. And this is the mezzanine area above where the VIP will be, and we'll discuss that in a bit. But you just keep walking through this corridor, and we're going to get to the main area. Oh, there it is. So my assumption is that the stage will be right here. I do have an inquiry out asking this question. We'll see if we can get some answers. And this is where the VIP area will be. And here's a picture of the viewing area, as this is a large conference that are common in the pavilion area at the Palace of Fine Arts. So let's take a look. Well, let's try that again. So this will be the viewing area from the VIP at the stage. So if the stage is right here and you're in the VIP section, you're only going to have this little area to really view the stage. Of course, you'll certainly be able to hear the music, but the VIP area is quite extensive. We all need a little Jetsons in our life. Okay, the first thing about parking. Park at your own risk. The Palace of Fine Arts is renowned for car break-ins. In fact, it's one of the riskiest areas to park your car. If you choose to drive and park your car, leave nothing in your car, and I mean nothing. Not even in the trunk. Secondly, I scoured Reddit pages asking this question. So I will try to best summarize all the posts so you don't have to. But if you still feel inclined to research parking at the Palace of Fine Arts, Reddit will be your best place. All right, with that said, let's check out parking. So here's the Palace of Fine Arts, and we're going to talk about some free parking. And along in yellow, there's Baker Street in front of the Palace of Fine Arts. You've got Bay Street where you can park for free. You've got Palace Avenue, which goes behind the Palace of Fine Arts. That's all free parking. And in the neighborhood here, all of this blue is all metered parking. Now it's metered from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. After that, I'm not sure, and it's only 2-hour parking. But along Jefferson Street, that's free parking. And along Francisco Street, that's free parking. You can also go across the street to Crissy Field. This east parking lot is all free parking, and there's a pathway to get to the Palace of Fine Arts. There's parking along St. Francis Street. The St. Francis Yacht Club. That's all free parking. Again, with all this said, when there's a special event, there's not information on that. Now back to Crissy Field. There's the free parking again. There's also a paid parking lot, which is actually closer to the Palace of Fine Arts. So there's paid parking there. There's also this triangular shaped parking lot, again, right behind the Palace of Fine Arts. That is paid parking. It says it's $9.50 for the day. Again, with a special event going, it may be more. There is parking along Edie Street in the Presidio, as well as the YMCA parking lot, the YMCA Fitness Center. And then I read that there's parking on the Letterman Garage. This is the Letterman area. I'm not sure if it's after Dave Letterman. I don't know. I could see a garage. All I could see was parking. But interestingly, right here at Sessions at the Presidio, which is a restaurant, if you go early and grab a bite to eat, they will validate your parking. It won't be free, but it'll just cost you $5 for every 2 hours. So there's some parking options at the Palace of Fine Arts. A final thought on parking. Man, I really tried to dig deep to find some answers for you, but there are so many variables that's tough to be definitive. Would it be better to rideshare? Certainly. But if you do choose to find a parking spot, just be aware that on the day of Dreamstate, December 30th, there could be road closures and the price for parking could be doubled for the event. Some parking lots could be closed because of an event. Now you can also use parking apps, and from what I found from a local San Francisco blog, the best parking apps to use in the city are Spot Angels and ParkMe, with an honorable mentions going to Best Parking and ParkWiz. So utilize those apps.
That era infamous Bloody Mary.
Yum. Cheers.
Now, because we travel to the city often for Angina events, we have become quite knowledgeable on staying in the city. We like to get a tall hotel in a room up as high as we can go so we can see the cityscape and watch the city below or scan the bay, and it's simply spectacular at night. The taller hotels are located in the downtown district or the financial district or Union Square. The advantage of these hotels is that there is dining at the hotel, so you don't have to venture too far if you don't want to. Most of these hotels do have valet parking, which we highly recommend because anytime we visit the city, we always choose valet because our car doesn't get broken into. Yes, it's pricey, as you will cost you anywhere from $65 to $80 per night. But it's worth it to us for the safety, and you don't have to drive around trying to find a parking spot, in which you will still pay $40 for the day for parking if you find parking on your own. So for about $25 more a day with valet, you can rest easy. Now, ride sharing to the Palace of Fine Arts will cost you more because it's farther away. Now, we would love if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as I made this channel as a community channel, inviting you as a content creator to feel free and reach out if you'd like to create and do videos for this channel. So when you go to reserve a room, do it the old-fashioned way. Well, old-fashioned to us more seasoned folks. Anyways, and that is to call the hotel. Tell them you're visiting the city for the first time for this epic show. So what's the best price you can give me for a spectacular room? I mean, with hotel apps, if you pay for a cheaper price, you're likely going to be staring at a wall and won't get a view. The guy checking us in, I kind of joke, hey, we're not going to be looking at a brick wall, are we? You know, got a corner room. He says, no. And then JP, the other employee, it's kind of like, he didn't say anything. So we get up to the room and here's the room. We're literally looking at two walls with this video. So Patty goes downstairs. Our first guy that we talked to, super nice, wasn't there. JP was there. He's like, what did he say? Yeah, I can't. I go, I know that room wasn't going to be that good. So Patty asked for another room, and we got this room. So, yeah, if you're not happy with your room and it's not fully booked, then they'll give you this. So now let's give you some recommendations for these downtown hotels where you can get spectacular views. The first is in the quiet Mission Bay district, the Luma Hotel. They have a spectacular rooftop lounge called Cabana, which you'll need reservations for. This is the Intercontinental on Howard Street, where we have stayed the most at. It's reasonably priced, and you can get the best views as it's mostly unobstructed from neighboring buildings. Now, the peak area that you see is designated the Tenderloin District. All the negative aspects you see and hear about San Francisco mostly take place in the Tenderloin. If you should walk through the Tenderloin, the unhoused neighbors will leave you alone, but you don't really have any reason to be here. 2 hotels that we stayed at are on the border of the Tenderloin, but don't mind that. The first is the Park 55, seen here, not the Hilton, but the Hilton Union Square is actually right here. We have enjoyed both the Park 55 and the Hilton Union Square. We've also stayed at the Marriott Marquis. It's a bit more pricier, and there is a spectacular rooftop bar and restaurant with amazing views. Now, next to the Marquis, there is the Hyatt Regency. They have a nice French restaurant on the ground level where you can get this.
This is that double egg?
For one, $4. It better be the best damn devil egg ever.
I mean, yuck, unless you're into deviled eggs. The Clancy Hotel in the Financial District was a nice stay as well. The streets here are pretty quiet. And finally, our most recent stay was at the Hyatt Regency Embarcadero. A really sweet stay here, very affordable, great views. Let's now move from the more pricier hotels to the more budget-friendly motels that are near the Palace of Fine Arts. As you can see, there are a number of these motels mostly along Lombard Street, some that are within walking distance of the Palace of Fine Arts. With motels, there's not going to be valet parking. You're going to simply park outside your room, so again, take everything out of your car. From this fabulous website, SFTips, here are some of the better stays on Lombard Street. What I did was just simply scroll down and find hotels on Lombard Street. Let's see what there is to offer. First, you have the Cow Hollow Inn and Suites on Lombard. The next one recommended is the Coventry Motor Inn on Lombard Street. And the third one and final one is the Travel Lodge by Wyndham and the Presidio, also on Lombard Street. The next closest hotel options to the Palace of Fine Arts are hotels at Fisherman's Wharf. Yes, it's touristy, and that's okay because essentially this weekend you're going to be a tourist. Now, there are no high-rise buildings in the area, so these hotels may only have 5 stories, so you're not likely to get a great view similar to those motels of Lombard Street. But let's take a look at some of these hotels recommended by SFTips. Now, we have never stayed at any of these hotels, so I can't personally recommend them, but I trust the local SFTips. The Hyatt-centric Fisherman's Wharf would be the first one that she recommends. The second one being the San Francisco Marriott Fisherman's Wharf. Can't ever go wrong with a Marriott. And the third one on the list would be Holiday Inn Express and Suites at Fisherman's Wharf, an IHG hotel. Again, can't go wrong with IHG. Now, if you would like more in-depth information on hotels in San Francisco, go to our other channel, Sippy Cup Adventures of Northern California, a travel channel exclusive to Northern California. Click on Playlists, and if you scroll down, you'll see that we have stays in San Francisco. Click on that, and on the sidebar, there are our more in-depth videos on stays in San Francisco. Finally, through an Anjuna family friend, we have a call out to someone at Insomniac to possibly get more details on the venue and how it will be set up. Now, this contact at Insomniac probably has more pressing issues on his plate, but if we hear back and I learn anything more that can be of help, I will make an updated video. Thanks, fam, for watching this. We really appreciate it. See you at Dreamstate.